They say talk is cheap, but for Erica Jane, it might cost her the more she talks. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Raphael and I'm here to review episode 18 of the Real Housewives wearing tacky cowgirl hats of Beverly Hills. We start the episode off the following morning after Erica had just went off on everybody the night before. We see Kyle and Lisa talking. Kyle is telling her, Lisa, Erica's behavior last night was way out of control. It was way all over the place and she was just doing way too much. And after 17 episodes of not doing anything about her behavior or her mouth, I finally had to step in after only holding Sutton accountable and gaslighting her the entire season and trying to make her cry. I finally had to step in for Erica because Erica, when she said, oh, the alleged victims are probably not even victims themselves, I thought that was way too much and it was way too wrong, and I finally had to step in like, no, I have my sword and shield and I'm coming in to protect them. So Erica, no. Have I created a monster by letting her do whatever she wants last season and this season? Yeah, probably. Do I look like a clown now? Yeah, probably. Is Twitter gonna drag me? Yeah, probably. It's just so interesting how Kyle and Lisa, all of a sudden, their moral compass is just like now ticking in their head. Like, you know what? Maybe Erica is wrong in this situation. After just letting her do whatever she wanted last season when all of this blew up and all of this season, now all of a sudden, now it's just like, you know what? Maybe Aspen's electricity or something, spark something in their head. Like, wait a minute, 2 + 2 = 4. And Erica, she might be mean. Like, it's just so interesting seeing Kyle try to grow a spine against Erica. I'm like, well, again, like I said last week, better late than never, right? So then we see Cherie, Garcelle, Crystal, and Sutton. They're waking up. They're on the couch. They're also talking about the situation last night and everything that happened. And, honestly, if it was up to me, absolutely not. We are not waking up and talking about Erica. Like, no. Like, you saw what they were wearing. They're just, like, barely awake. And if it was up to me, I'm not even a morning person, and I'm waking up to talk about her and everything that she was doing last night. Absolutely not. I'll wake up like, what? Erica? Fuck her. No, where's the breakfast? Like, absolutely not. Like, let me wake up first, and then we could get into the mess. But no, they're just right on the couch like, wait a minute, hold on, camera crew. I barely, rub my eyes or anything. Okay, let's get to talking. Let's film. Meanwhile, we see Erica and Dorit talking, and Erica, whether you like her or not, she was kind of sort of making a valid point to a certain extent. Because just like I said in my last review last week, Erica, yes, morally, it would be nice for her to be like, you know what? Yeah, let me show sympathy. Let me do this. Let me cry a little bit. Let me say, I do feel bad for the victims. Let me say, oh, Tom was wrong for all of this. I didn't know what was going on. I feel so sorry for myself. Like, I can't believe that this is all going on. Instead of coming off as like this ice queen, but legally, she doesn't have to do any of that. And she let her emotions get the best of her last episode. And that's where she screwed up, because the second that Garcelle baited her into that trap, like, oh, Erica, come over here and talk to me, Crystal, and Diana about those earrings. Let's talk about that. The second that she heard Garcelle ask that, she should have clicked in her head, like, wait a minute, her and Crystal are trying to bait me to talking about this, and I'm going to possibly say something that I'm not supposed to when the alcohol is in my system already, and weed is also in my system. So maybe I should just be like, you know what, Garcelle, Crystal, let's talk about this once the legal case is down. Then I'll answer whatever. But until then, I can't answer anything because this is an ongoing battle, and I can't say too much without everybody looking at me as the bad guy. But no, what did you do? You let your emotions get the best of you. And I don't get it either, because at the last reunion for last season, you told Andy, I can't answer certain questions because this is an ongoing battle. So I don't get why you fell for Garcelle's trap in the first place. That's where you messed up, Erica. So then Dorit tells Erica, look, my baby. So Erica, look, the issue is that last night you were coming off a little bit preposterous. You were a little bit extreme. You were a little bit too much. And I just feel like you need to tone it down just a little tad bit. You were just being way too much, my baby. You were coming off vicious like a lion. Oh, did I tell you that I saw a lion once on vacation? Yeah, me and my Bubba PK, we went on vacation and we took a picture with this lion. It was so chic. It was so cute. Yeah, I have like a lion coat at home too. But anyways, back to you. I just feel like you were doing way too much, Erica. You just need to acknowledge the victims, my baby. That's all you have to do. Erica, she's not having it. She's like, Dorit, have I not been doing that all last season and this season as well? I've been doing it for the past year. I've been acknowledging the victims. I've been saying, yes, I hope that they do get their justice. What more do you want from me? Do you want me to break down and cry and just get on my knees? Like, what else do you want me to do? You want me to beg or whatever? No, I'm not doing that. For what? For the audience's respect? I'm not doing that. I'm doing everything the legal way. And Dorit actually makes a good point for once when she says, well, if Erica actually acknowledged the victims and how Tom's actions affected their lives negatively, the audience, they will still not see it for Erica, because in their eyes, they already made up their mind that Erica is guilty in all of this one way or another. So even if Erica did show sympathy to the victims, right, the audience is going to look at her like, stop it, stop it, stop it. You're just pretending. You're just trying to be an actress. You're just trying to win us over. Stop the fake crying. Stop the tears. You know you don't mean any of that. So it's just like, which way can she win? She's not going to win either way. If she does show sympathy, it's fake. If she doesn't, then she's cold-hearted. And Erica, she probably knows that, and she's probably feeding into it like, okay, well, if you want me to be this cold-hearted bitch, then I'm going to be this cold-hearted bitch. And look what we have now. Then we see everybody but Dorit, Erica, and Anaconda reunite at this coffee shop. And for some reason, Kyle brings her dog as well. And I'm like, is that the new friend of the show? Like, is the dog holding a diamond next season? Like, why is that dog everywhere? Like, where's Mauricio at? But if I was the manager of the coffee shop, I would have been like, excuse me, ma'am, no pets, no pets, read the sign, no pets, out, out, out. But Kyle, she starts off by telling the group, yeah, well, hold on. Yeah, so last night, you know, the whole situation it really got out of control. And Erica and Dorit and Diana, for some reason, they just left my cabin. They left my house. Everything was cleared out. And she had these big luggages with nothing inside it because she can't afford new clothes. And she just left. And I'm just so confused. And I'm so hurt. I don't get why they left. I don't understand it. And I'm like, well, Kyle, I mean, you did kind of get into it with Erica. So what did you expect? Her to just come back home and what, have a slumber party? No, of course, Erica is going to want to distance herself a little bit because if she comes back to your house, what's going to happen? The tension is going to boil up again. And what's going to happen? Another blowout. Then again, that did sound like a good idea. So I can see why you're mad. But yeah, that's basically what Erica did. Meanwhile, Erica, Dorit, and Anaconda, they're at another store. They're shopping around, or at least, you know, window shopping. And Dorit, she goes into the store and she's like, ooh, this is so chic. Look, Diana, it's so chic, so chic. Hi, yeah. Do you have any sales going on? Do you have any sales? Any 2 for $20 sales? Nothing? I have a coupon. Okay, well, it's so nice in here. Wow, this is so cute. Yeah, wow. Yeah, when I went to Paris, I saw a bunch of stuff like this. Yeah, I'm so familiar with the brand. I love this brand. It's my favorite brand. What's the name of the brand? Erica then walks in and she tells them, oh, everything in here looks so nice. I was looking at this one outfit from outside the window. It looks so good. I love it. Hold on, let me see how much it is. Oh, no, I can't afford that right now. Do you think that there's any way that I could put that on layaway or like a payment plan or Klarna? Do you accept Klarna? Anything? I could put like a 25% down now and then pay you off the rest monthly. No, I can't do that. Okay, it's fine. So then she's looking at the outfit and she's like, Erica, that outfit is beyond gorgeous, my baby. It has your name written all over it. No, for sure. It's gorgeous. Oh, I could definitely see you walking down the runway with that. It looks so good. It's so chic. I love it. It has your name written all over it. And I'm like, yeah, it could have Erica's name written all over it, but whose money is it going to have written all over it when it's time to pay? Meanwhile, back at the coffee shop, Kyle, she's going on about inviting the group to this thing called Kasabi, Kim Possible, something, Kasabi, right? Where you go to the place, you get drinks, and they make you a hat. And I'm like, that's what I'm coming to Aspen for? To get a hat made? Absolutely not. I would have told Kyle, like, excuse me, no, I'm just going to go outside and build a snowman or something. Like, no, a hat. Like, what kind of activities does Kyle like doing? You know, Kyle's probably thinking like, ooh, we're going to have such a wild night. We're going to get hats. Like, no, Kyle, that's not what we do on vacation. We're supposed to get drunk, have a good time, you know, fuck a stranger or two. Like, what is this? Making hats. Absolutely fucking not. Like, what? So then back over to the store, we see Erica. She's talking to Dorit and Anaconda again. And she's like, you know, I had to leave the house last night because I feel like, you know, with everything going on, everybody's already kicking my ass. Everybody's already coming at me. And to have that in a group of friends, like, you're also doing the same thing as everybody else. Erica, I don't get what type of friends you want, that they're just supposed to bow down to you and just supposed to ignore all these legal issues about you and Tom on the news, on the media, on the blogs, online. They're just supposed to look the other way and not question you at all. If these are your friends and they're constantly going to be around you, I will have my questions and concerns too. Like, what are you dragging me into simply just by being your friend? Best believe if any of my friends were involved in a situation like Erica, oh, best believe I'm turning into Lisa Rinna. You could just call me Rafael Rinna because I am going to question you. And yes, we will be talking about it. Back over at the coffee shop, Kyle informs the group that Erica has been cleared from one of her legal cases in Illinois. And at this point, I'm not even sure which one that is specifically because she has so many that I lost count at this point. Sutton, she does let us know that that's the one that they actually called her to be a part of. And I'm like, oh, the plot thickens. So I wonder if Sutton would have been a part of it. Would she have been cleared? But who knows? But regardless, Crystal, she's here to make it crystal clear that she is not playing around with Erica. She's like, yeah. She could be cleared in Illinois. But guess what? That same case is coming right over to California. So she's not off the hot seat yet. And I'm like, ooh, Crystal, what's going on here? Like, what happened from last episode to this episode that all of a sudden now you have a fire under your ass to go after Erica? I like it. You know, she is desperately trying to get the first chair next to Andy. Meanwhile, back over at the other store where Erica, Anaconda, and the Ree are at, Erica, she's going on and she's like, you know what? I can't believe that my friends are treating me like this. Like, why is everybody treating me like this? And I know that we're supposed to leave Aspen soon in a private plane, but guess what? I'm not doing that. I'd rather write commercial or coach or something. Wait a minute, Erica. If I was you, I will reconsider that. Like, again, you're talking about a private plane versus a public plane. I'm pretty sure that there's some perks to that private plane. I mean, if I was Erica, I would have just shown up anyway. Like, okay, I'm gonna show up, but I'm not talking to you. Yeah, this is me going up the steps. Yeah. Oh, hey, Garcelle. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Kyle. Hey, can I get a mimosa? Just sitting there on that private plane with a pissed off attitude, but still with a drink in my hand. All of a sudden, we see everybody leave the coffee shop and they're walking around town looking for Dorit, Erica, and Anaconda. And all of a sudden, they just so happen to walk by the store that they're casually filming it. And you know Andy or Bravo probably told them like, okay, you're going to walk down the street, but don't look into the store. Act casual, okay? Kathy, go to the store and play dumb, okay? I know you're smart, but play dumb anyway. The audience likes it. Kathy, she walks into the store and she's just knocking on it as if she don't see this giant big-ass camera looking back at her, filming her. Dorit and Erica spot the group walking by and they also see Kathy at the door knocking. Dorit is just like, what do you think, Erica? Should we open the door for Kathy Hilton? Maybe she wants to come in here and shop. What do you think? Erica's just like, no, don't do that. Leave the doors locked. Lock the doors. Don't open them for her. And I thought that based off the mid-season trailer that this scene was going to have a bigger impact to the show, but it was just kind of like, we got it, and then we moved on to the next scene. Meanwhile, if I was Kathy Hilton and I was knocking on the door and I see that they're purposely filming in there and purposely locking this door so I won't come in, I would have been like, excuse me, you must have forgot what kind of money I got. I could have a Hilton hotel built on top of this building by tonight. Everybody finally gets to this place that Kyle has been hyping up called Wasabi. That you go there, you get a drink, you pick a hat, I believe you get your name on it, and then you burn it. And I'm like, what kind of activity is that? Like, that sounds like witchcraft to me. But they all choose their hats. It looks like they're having a good time. And then I believe it was Lisa. Lisa Rinna was just like, oh, I'm going to go get a drink. So she goes to the bar, right? Kathy, she's right behind her thinking that, you know, Lisa's going to order one of her tequila shots or whatever that she's the brand ambassador to. Lisa's like, let me get Kathy Hilton's tequila. Actually, I'm going to go with the 818. Lisa Rinna is so damn petty. She was just like, I'm going to go with this one. The one that Kendall Jenner, my other friend who has a tequila also, I want to taste her tequila. And you know Kendall Jenner is probably watching this episode from home like, now why am I in it? You see how I'm in it? I ain't even do nothing. She was probably like, friends. She's like, I had never met this woman in my life. I need to get a restraining order by tomorrow. So Kathy Hilton, see, the real Kathy Hilton came out here. That white woman came out because she started crossing her arms and you know, shaking her hips and everything and started saying, oh, I'm going to leave. And those are the 3 combos to turn into a Karen. So she's watching all of this and she's like, wow, like seriously, instead of my tequila, she's going to take somebody else's tequila? Lisa's excuse is, well, I mean, I already tried her tequila. I already tried my other friend's tequila. So now I want to try another friend's tequila that I haven't tried so far. And I'm like, yeah, BS excuse. I mean, the least you could have done is just, you know, at least take a shot or whatever and then try Kendall Jenner's. You could have took 2 shots, but no, you decided to be petty. And Kyle, what is Kyle doing? Kyle is just over there like, yes, the takedown of my sister. It's just crazy to me how Kyle allows her sisters to be targeted by Lisa Rinna, and she does nothing about it. I mean, Lisa, she went after Kim, and look what happened with that, and now she's going after Kathy over this petty tequila thing that's not even that big of an issue, but you're still being petty instead of being a good friend and just, oh, let me just promote it for 5 seconds. It's not gonna hurt you. You were just promoting your raggedy Rinna Rosé a couple of episodes ago, and we had to hear about it, and we had no issue with that, so why can't you do the same thing for Kathy Hilton? Even though Kathy, she was kind of acting a little entitled for me. The way she was talking to the bartenders, like, oh, can you pour the tequila out? Pour the tequila out. Yeah, I want people to see it. I don't want to do it myself. I don't have to do it myself. Can you pour it out? As if she was the one paying them to promote it. I mean, I'm not sure if that's the case. If that's the case, okay, fine. But I'm not sure if Kathy was just like, oh, that's my tequila. Oh, that's mine. Can you just promote it anyway without paying these people? Like, if that's the case, Kathy, I don't know. You were feeling a little bit entitled. So she goes over to Crystal and Garcelle. She's looking at Lisa just taking the shot back. Lisa is so fucking petty. Like, she knows that's gonna get underneath her skin, and what she's doing, golf. so petty. She has nerves. That's what I will give Lisa. She has some nerves to really take it there with just anybody. So she's over there, Kathy Hilton, she's whispering to Garcelle and Crystal. She's like, I can't believe this. Look at her. Look at her. Fucking pathetic. Yeah, she had the same hairstyle for 25 years. Yeah, Brandy was right. Fucking pathetic. Look at her. She ordered the 818 drink. Yeah, the 818, 812, 816, 8 divided by 2, 8 divided by 3, 8 multiplied by 6, something, 818, something by Kendall Jenner. I can't stand Kendall either. I can't even stand Kim Kardashian either. Yeah, I don't like I don't like that whole family. Look at her. You know what? I'm gonna fucking leave. I'm gonna fucking leave. I can't stand this. I'm leaving. I'm fucking pissed off. I mean, I'm telling you, she was just 2 seconds away from calling the manager. Like, her Karen mode was on full blast. So she's like, you know what? I'm leaving. I don't want to make a big scene. Don't even tell her this because I don't want this to be a bigger thing. And I'm like, oh, Kathy, you foolish, foolish woman. By you saying that you don't want this to be a bigger thing, oh, trust me, it's going to be a bigger thing. So Kathy, she's walking out. She's cursing out at everybody or underneath her breath. She's like, oh, I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. What is Kyle doing? Kyle is over there like, gulp. She's also taking another shot and drinking somebody else's tequila. And I'm like, wow, wow, wow. But in her confessional, she was like, once Kathy is pissed off, it's hard to bring her back to the other side. And, at this point, we don't even need Kim to come back to try to take down Lisa. We need her to come back to take down Kyle. With Kathy on board, because this is ridiculous. Like, Kyle will really let a show get in between her relationship with her sisters, and then she wonders why her and Kathy didn't speak for years, like we found out last season. Like, Kyle, come on now, like, do a little bit better. As Kathy is leaving, the new housewife comes in, Maria, aka Mauricio, and all of a sudden he pops up and he kisses Kyle, and he's like, oh, I just came back from the mountains. And I'm like, interesting. Hold on, let me see. Where's Dorit here in this store? She's not in here. Interesting coincidence. Alleged coincidence, but interesting. So he's there. Kyle, she's all in distress. She's like, Mauricio, I don't understand. Like, this cowboy hat, like, I don't understand me. Like, it's just, the Reed's not here. I'm not understanding. Like, where is she? What's going on? Kyle, again, she's slowly starting to kind of spiral out of control. Again, for the 100th time. I'm like, Kyle, you really need to get it together. Like, I don't understand what's going on. Meanwhile, we have Charlie's weak-ass angels. They're just walking around the streets of Aspen. And I believe Erica, she had on those earrings that were just the topic of conversation last episode. And I'm like, oh, she is so bold. And I'm looking at the earrings. I'm like, that's it. Those are the earrings that everybody's so crazy about. I mean, my earrings are better. I mean, look at these. They're a little crown. I expected something bigger, something nicer, but I mean, I guess it's because it's a diamond or whatever. So they're walking by. Eventually, they go to this pizza place. And then I believe Diana, she made the comparison to Dorit and Erica being refugees and that her hotel was a safe house. And I'm like, yeah, Diana, give me your diamond. Give me your diamond for next season. Give me your diamond, because I'm not sure. What does that have to do with anything? Like, a safe house, as if it was that fucking dramatic. Meanwhile, back at Kimosabi, they're burning a $500 cowboy hat for no reason, as if it's fun. I mean, Kyle, she is like a little girl in a candy factory. She's just looking at it like, yes, oh my God, I'm so excited. Yes, more. And I'm like, Kyle, relax. Like, I don't understand that. Maybe it's just me, because this activity, yeah, I would have been with Diana, Erica, and Dorit over there eating pizza and a drink. I can see why they separated themselves from this group. So then Dorit, she separates herself from the group for a second to call Kyle, and she's like, hold on, give me 1 second. Hi, Kyle. Hi, my baby. How are you? Is that a burning cowboy hat behind you? Is that Mauricio? Hi, Mauricio. I'll see you later tonight. Yeah. Oh, hey, Kyle. Hey, Kyle. So I won't be able to make it to your event because I'm here with Erica, Jane, and Diana. The new housewife. I'm here with them, and we're gonna have a little girls' night out. And I just want you to be okay with that, right? Why did she even tell Kyle that? Because Kyle started crying, screaming. I mean, she was doing everything, and I'm like, Kyle, what is going on? At this point, I'm assuming that Kyle, she probably heard the rumors between her husband and Dorit, alleged rumors, and she probably, is just projecting like, oh, I'm just going to take out my frustrations now, and I'm just going to pick an issue with Dorit, even though I don't want to put the issue on camera, because I don't understand why she was so emotional about it. She was like, I rented out this place for everybody. I paid good money, and you're not even going to make it here? Like, how dare you? And I'm like, she was literally sobbing and crying over this, and I'm like, Kyle, like, your sister, she just walked out of the store so upset at what Lisa Rinna did, her little petty thing that she did with the tequila, that you're okay with. But here, all of a sudden, you lose your shit over Dorit not coming to your event? Like, what's the problem? Like, Again, it's not like Dorit didn't want to come. I mean, she's kind of trying to stay mutual between you and Erica by also being there for Erica and being a good friend to her, I guess. So I don't understand what the issue is. You have all your other friends here. You're having a good time. You're seeing, your little witchcraft activity. I don't understand what the issue is, but she's just throwing a whole tantrum. So then Lisa Rinna, she's like, you know what? I'm going to be Inspector Gadget and I'm going to go find them. So we see Lisa Rinna just walking through town like this, going store to store, as if Bravo and Andy didn't already text her like, she's over here. She's at this store. Come over here. No, turn around. So eventually she finds them and she's talking to them and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, Kyle is so hurt by all this and all that. But Lisa, she wants everybody to, be all good and be all, fine and best friends or whatever. So eventually everybody makes it back to the house. We see Kathy, Kyle, and Lisa Rinna in the kitchen. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Because Kathy, all of a sudden, she's back in a good mood. And Kathy, even though she plays stupid on camera, she likes to pretend that she's Paris Hilton back in the early 2000s. Like, oh, this ditzy blonde. We all know that is not Kathy Hilton. Kathy Hilton, she knows exactly what she's doing. She's trying to protect her image on camera because she doesn't want to get out of character too much, because that right there at the bar where she was just like, oh, look at her. She's fucking drinking somebody else's tequila. That right there was already too much for Kathy to be showing us. Like, she doesn't want to show us that side. So of course she's going to reel it in and like, try to, be all fine. Like, oh, I'm the mom that everybody likes. I'm the cool mom, the funny mom, the relaxed mom that doesn't really get into issues like that. So I'm on to you, Kathy Hilton. I see you. Everyone is getting ready and all of a sudden we see Dorit knock on Kyle's door. Kyle comes out and Kyle looked like she was crying for 3 days straight. I just don't understand why she was sobbing the way she was. I mean, I get it. You could feel some type of way or feel hurt that Dorit wasn't at your event for maybe at most 20 minutes, but now you're dragging this into the nighttime. For what? I mean, she looks so distressed. She looks stressed. She looks sad. She doesn't know if she's going to get her contract for next season. Her whole face was red, and I don't understand why she was crying like that. But that cowboy hat was still in place, though. It still stayed on her head balance. So she comes out. Dorit is trying to explain to her, Kyle, please stop crying, my baby. I can't bear to see you like this. Stop it. No, please stop the crying. Look, I went with Erica Jane because she had no friends. She was on the urge of tears too. She was about to cry. As soon as she said that, Kyle was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, actually, no, she didn't say it like this. She said it like this. I don't give a fuck. Like, Kyle, what is going on here? Where was this energy the whole season? Again, everybody all of a sudden, they want to, come out their shell towards the end of the season. Now, first with Crystal and now Kyle all of a sudden. Like, no. Like, save it now. Just save it for the reunion at this point. So they're going back and forth with each other, trying to get somewhere. All of a sudden, we see Lisa Rinna. She comes out looking like Jessie from Toy Story. In this outfit or whatever. Again, I felt like I was watching the lesbian version of Brokeback Mountain. So she's coming out, she's like, whoa, ladies, stop. All of a sudden, the new housewife of the show, Maria, aka Mauricio, he appears out of nowhere. He shows up as they're trying to be separated by Lisa, and he's like, whoa, ladies, let's relax. Kyle, stop. Baby, stop. Kyle, stop it. Kyle, stop. Why are you screaming? Why are you crying? Kyle, stop. Lisa, take her over there. Dorit, what's wrong? Dorit, stop. Baby, stop it. Stop. Why are you getting into it with her? Did she find out about us? What happened? What's going on? Why are you acting like this, baby? Like, stop it. Like, stop it. Why are you getting into it with her? For what? I told you, if you keep acting like this, I'm not going to buy you that new Prada bag that you wanted. And I know you wanted those Louis Vuitton boots, too, that PK doesn't want to buy you because he can't afford it. So stop it. Why are you getting into it? Yeah, Dorit. Yeah. Hey, Kyle. Hey. How are you? Yeah, both of you really need to stop it. Like seriously, like cut it out right now. Like, I promise PK that both of you need to get along, and that's what we're gonna do. So please cut it out right now, okay? Okay, Kyle? Okay, I love you, okay? Dorit, I love you. Oh, I mean, Dorit, are you okay? Yeah, so we're good, right? I'm like, Mauricio, please. Sure. Everyone heads out to this place to get food and drinks, and they're all sitting on this giant sofa. Kyle, she shows up last, and she's like, I wasn't sure if I was even gonna come because of the whole fight with Dorit. It was a lot on me, so I wasn't even sure if I was even gonna attend. And I'm like, Kyle, please, who are you fooling? You know you wouldn't miss a day of filming on this show if your life depended on it. So then she sits down and she informs the group, yeah, the whole issue with Dorit earlier, we really got into it, and it was really a lot on me, but I want to talk to her, but I mostly want to talk to Erica. So then Erica, she walks in, and with Dorit, they're at the bar. So then Kyle is like, okay, I'm gonna try to produce a scene. So Garcelle, wish me luck, okay? Here goes nothing. I hope she doesn't make me cry. So then Kyle, she gets up, she's over there, she's wobbly, she's shaky, she's like, hey, Erica, how are you? Hey, remember me? And then Dorit, she's just in the middle of them, and she's like, Oh, you want me to leave? Oh, okay, I'm leaving. So then the exits stage left, and Kyle is like, so, Erica, how's it going? I like your outfit or whatever. It's cute. I just wanted to let you know that I wasn't accusing you of anything the night before. I wasn't saying anything bad. It's just I want you to, be a little bit more softer when it comes to the victims and stuff. And then what did Erica do? So wait, you want me to do what? About who? About the victims? What victims? And I'm like, Erica, you're still going on with this. Even Kyle in her cowboy hat, she was just looking at her like, oh, she's still going on with this. Kyle is like, well, there are victims, and I just want you to be a little bit more lenient with them. Like, stop being, so cold with them. Erica goes on to say, well, I mean, obviously you didn't see what went on the news today, right? About my legal case that I just beat today. Kyle is like, yeah, I saw it. Congratulations, but you still have like 20 other legal cases on your name, so I'm not sure what you're so excited about. So Erica's just like, yeah, but the thing is, I beat this one, and the thing is, you keep trying to accuse me of doing something that I'm not doing. Like, I'm doing everything legally right. I'm not understanding what more do you want from me. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be. What more do you want, Kaya? You want me to cry? And again, it's almost like the woman want Erica to cry. Like, they don't like that she's like, keeping herself together or whatever. They want to see her like kind of beg and grovel and just be like, oh, I have no money. I have no this. I feel like that's what they want. I'm not sure, but Kyle, she starts crying. I think Erica gets emotional, and Kyle's like, you know what? Let's be besties again. Like, let's stop playing like this, because we have our little alliances. Me, you, Diana. Well, Diana, I don't think she's coming back next season. Me, you, Lisa, and Dorit. Like, we need to stick together. Like, we need to take the other three off the show. Like, what are we doing, Erica? Like, come on now, let's get together. So Erica's just like, you know what? You're right. Let's be friends again. So then they hug, and I'm like, that's it. And then what kills me is that Kyle in her confessional, Kyle was just like, do I agree with everything that Erica says? No, but we're still friends, and I need to be there for her, and I need to be a friend to her. And I'm like, it is just so insane to me how the rules, just like how Garcelle said, the rules don't apply to Erica, because all of a sudden, just a couple of episodes ago when Sutton called Diana heartless, no, she called her soulless, all of a sudden, what was Kyle doing? She was freaking out. She was grabbing Sutton and shaking her uncontrollably. And then here, you have every right to be feeling some type of way towards Erica, Kyle, and you just choose to be like, oh, you know what? It's fine. Let's get over it. We're best friends again. That's that. But for Sutton, all of a sudden, you hold everything against her head. Like, it's just so insane. Like, Kyle is such a hypocrite. I mean, we all knew that, but... So as Kyle and Erica are making up, we see Dorit and Crystal. They're playing pool. They're having a good time. Crystal is looking at Dorit like, yeah, we're having too much of a good time. Let me mess it up a little bit. So she's like, yeah, I just find it so funny how Kyle and Erica, they're over there hugging it out and all this, and she's having so much compassion for Kyle, but she can't have that same compassion for the victims. And I'm like, well, damn, Crystal. Where did this come from? Crystal is trying to get the center diamond for next season so bad. So Dorit, she's caught off guard, and she's like, huh? She doesn't know what to do. She's like, wait a minute. Time to defend Erica. Activate. She's like, wait, what are you talking about, Crystal? What do you mean? What do you mean? So then Crystal is just like, I just find this so funny how Erica, she has no compassion to like the victims of anything, but yet she could be over there with Kyle hugging it out. And I just don't like that. And I find it so funny that she's doing that. So Dorit's just like, well, I just feel like with Erica, she just felt like attacked last night because it was just victims. And it was a little bit tiring, anybody could be a little bit too exhausted from after, dealing with all of that. So it's just like, what do you expect? Crystal, she was just like, you got the wrong one. She was like, yeah, but like there are victims, and I just don't understand why Erica just doesn't have any type of compassion at all, like whatsoever. She is fighting for her life trying to defend Erica. She's like, but the thing is, did you read the article today? Like, you saw that she won a case, and I'm like, you're grasping at straws. It doesn't matter. That's not what she's talking about. Crystal, at the same time, Crystal is kind of borderline being a little bit annoying because, again, if Erica is not going to have compassion, she's just not going to have compassion. Yeah, it's heartless. It could be cold or whatever, but you can't force the woman to have some emotions for people that she doesn't want to. Like, and if she does have those emotions, it's all going to be fake. It's going to be BS. If Erica just switched up 2 seconds later, like, okay, you know what? Fine, I'll have compassion. I have compassion. It's going to be fake. It's going to be false. It's going to be phony. So what's the point of it? Like, I get it that you're upset about it, but at some point, just let it go. It's like you're not winning this battle against Erica because Erica is already set in her ways. So then Crystal, she goes on to say, yeah, I read the article, dude, but it's just like, it doesn't really matter. I just, I want people to be around me for the right reasons. And your moral compass has to be on the right spot. And, you seeing that you're defending her, I see where you lie at now. And I'm like, ooh. Dorit, you're just gonna take that? For a second, I thought that the old Dorit was coming out. I'm like, oh, okay, I see it. But then she kind of went back in her shell because she can't really say much. I mean, Dorit, you're this close to being on the right side of things, but it's just like I keep saying, you just flip back over to Erica and you just keep defending her. I just wish that Dorit would go back to her old ways. There's a video of her circulating right now on Twitter of like a bunch of clips of her back, like when she first started out on the Housewives. And it's just like, what happened to you, Dorit? Like, what happened to that Dorit? The one who had a backbone, the one who stood up for herself. And this Dorit is just like, it's just all Louis Vuitton and Louis Vuitton and Louis Vuitton, but that's it. So that was that. Then meanwhile, we see Garcelle and Sutton, they're talking, they're looking at everybody else making fun of the whole situation from the night before. They're all playing around. Kyle and Erica, they're back to being best friends like nothing happened. I'm like, wow, so interesting. But again, let that have been Kyle versus Sutton. That whole situation would go on for 5 seasons. But here, Kyle versus Erica, it just disappears within like 20 minutes. But regardless, we see Crystal. She sits down with Sutton and she's like, yeah, I just don't really like how Erica was just coming at me last night. It was just very uncalled for and very unsettling. And I'm like, wow, Crystal, again, she has a fire up her ass. Because next thing you know, she gets up and she walks over on the couch where everybody's together. She sits down and she's like, so, Erica, I just want to know why I'm an asshole. Why were you coming at me the way you were last night? And I'm like, wow, Crystal. I'm like, wow. These women are fighting to secure their contract for next season. And I'm here for it. So then Erica, she's caught off guard and she's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Like, you kept coming at me. And I just don't understand. I was just defending myself with everything that you were saying. Crystal is just like, yeah, but you like called me an asshole. And I was just speaking my mind and my feelings on everything that I felt. And Garcelle, right over there, she said the same thing that I said to you. And why didn't you call her an asshole, but you called me an asshole? Erica was just like, well, I mean, it's because you are one. And I'm like, whoo, Crystal, it's go time. Get up and leap across the stage. What are you doing? Why are your hands not on her yet? Like, absolutely not. These women just, and I don't want to say that Garcelle, Crystal, or Sutton are weak, but it's just like these women just let them talk to them recklessly, like whatever. Like, they're like just doormats and they just have to take it. Crystal is just sitting there like, and I'm like, Crystal, are you not going to do anything? I mean, she was going back and forth with her for a second. And Crystal, I mean, her argument, I understand where she's coming from with Erica. She wants her to be, morally correct and stuff. But it's just like, no, I was kind of siding with Erica a little bit because Erica's just like, this is a whole legal issue. This is not about your emotions. This is not, this is not RuPaul's Best Friends race. This is a legal case, Crystal. This is not like, oh, let me feel bad or whatever. Let me try to win in court with emotion. It doesn't work like that. It's all a legal case. So yes, as Erica, like I said earlier in this review, as cold as she is coming off, it is what it is. Legally, she doesn't have to, uphold her emotions like to everybody just because everybody wants her to fold like that. It's not going to work. And again, even if she does, it's all going to be phony. So they just kept going back and forth and Erica just kind of shut it down. I was just like, yeah, you're an asshole, and I should have just let you, whatever, cry yourself or whatever, and fight your own battles last season because I was there for you. And now you're coming at me like this? I can't believe that. And she also goes on to say that she doesn't want her friends to question her or to, downplay her or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Again, she wants everybody to just bow down to her and just pretend that all these legal cases going on in her life are just not happening. And again, Garcelle, Sutton, and Crystal, they just don't move like that. And friends shouldn't move like that either. Again, if my friends are going through the same situation, I'm not just going to turn the blind eye and look away. It's not happening. But apparently with these women, it is. And it's just pretty disappointing because it's just like, what is it going to take to break up that group? Like, at this point, if I was them, I would call reinforcements. Like, I would call Teresa from Jersey. I will call Kenya Moore from Atlanta. I will even call Candy and Mama Joyce. I will call Jennifer from Jersey. Who else? I don't know. I would call Dorinda from New York. I would call everybody from Miami. At this point, I would just grab everybody from every city and just be like, can y'all just come to Beverly Hills for a second? We need to break up that group for a good minute. Like, it's just ridiculous. But, just when you thought that the night was kind of ending and everything was going to go smoothly or whatever, even though it wasn't going smoothly, I believe they were going to go back home. But then I believe it was Kyle or Kathy. They wanted to go to another bar, right? So then they get into a Sprinter van. I believe it's Erica, Lisa, Kathy, Kyle, and Dirty Diana. I think she was somewhere there in the back of the seat. So they're in the Sprinter van. They get to the other bar, and then all of a sudden the screen goes black. Right? It's like, oh, several hours later, and I'm like, why though? Like, were the cameras not following them? Like, what's going on? Was the footage not there? Like, are we making things up now? Because that's what it's starting to feel like. Because where's the footage of this so-called, big explosion? All of a sudden we get a text screen, right? Like a text message screen from Lisa Rinna to Erica, and she's like, you won't believe what happened between Kathy. I was about to say Kathy Griffin. Kathy Hilton, like, you won't believe what she did. She just screamed at everybody. She started throwing shit around. She started just doing too much and screaming at everybody. It was out of control. What was Erica's reply? Wow. Like, if I get a juicy text message with that type of tea, I'm gonna reply, oh, send me a video. Bitch, send me a Snapchat. Send me a boomerang. Send me something. Send me a picture. Like, no, she's over here just putting, wow. Lisa, we hear her in the background like, I know Kathy Hilton, and she's just trying to uphold this image and stuff, and I know who she really is. And I'm like, uh-oh. So this is where the takedown on Kathy Hilton begins. And Kyle, I'm so curious to know where her whole part in this whole picture is. Next thing you know, we get a screen message from Kathy Hilton to Lisa, and she's like, silent is golden, and I'm ready to stay silent. And I'm like, see? Again, she proved my point earlier that she's just trying to uphold her image. Not saying that Lisa Rinna is not wrong or she's making this up, but at the same time, I could also believe that Kathy Hilton, she's putting on for the cameras, and she doesn't want to show who she really is to the cameras, because it's probably like, not a good person, allegedly. And we all know what she did to Paris Hilton, allegedly, even though it's all out there. So, I wouldn't put it past her, but it was so damn dramatic though, because the text messages were just popping up with that dramatic ass music, like bum, 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 bum. I felt like I was watching a horror movie, but that was that. And side note, it was nice to actually kind of see Garcelle and kind of be in the background and not be so much focused, because it was just constantly attacking either Garcelle, Sutton, every other episode. So it was kind of nice to kind of see the dynamic change for once. But I guess we're just gonna go back to normal next episode. Actually, they're all gonna gang up on Kathy, and I'm so curious to know about that. And I hope that there's some type of footage or whatever. I'm not gonna hold out on Lisa being wrong yet about Kathy, because Kathy, I don't know, again, I've never been a fan of her ever since last season, so I'll hold my thoughts on that. But until then, let me know what you all thought about this whole episode down in the comments. Bye, everybody. Mwah.